Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? My name is Fumidesaluvold. For those of you that are stopping by for the very first time, you guys are so very welcome. Some of you might know, some of you might not, but I am having my first ever meet and greet here in London on the 16th of April, which also happens to be my birthday. There's going to be lots of music, there's going to be food, there's going to be drinks, there's going to be cake, snacks, champagne. We're going to have 3 episodes, sister to sister. You guys get to pick the topic. Yes, 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 yes. And you will walk away with a goodie bag from OPV Beauty. OPV Beauty and I are collaborating, and we are going to have this wonderful meet and greet for you guys because it's been such a long time coming. And I already know, because some of you already asked me, those of you that have bought tickets, that we're going to talk about Shanquella Robinson, and yes, we are. I am so excited. I'm so humbled to meet a lot of you. For those of you that don't have your tickets yet, please go ahead and get them because we're selling out very, very fast, faster than I expected. Once we hit the capacity, that's it. I'm off to the next country in Europe before we come to the States. New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Florida, Miami, Jamaica, South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, of course, Gambia, of course, Norway, Oslo, Sweden, Denmark. We are coming. Once we're sold out, we're sold out. Alrighty, guys, don't forget to subscribe. YouTube has let me know that we are actually at 1.2 million individual viewers on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis. But only half of you remember to subscribe. So make this official, my darlings. I also want to thank Fumi Nation. You guys are fabulous. I know that Shanquella somewhere is looking down on you guys and saying thank you, because I don't know how I would do it without you. And you guys send me messages in my DMs on Instagram. You send me emails. My email is fumidesaluvold@gmail.com. Yeah, I'll give it to you. Why not? And just headline Shanquella Robinson. I will open those first. I won't open anything else first, because this right here is what I am so passionate about. I also want us to constantly keep the Robinson family in prayer. Keep them strong, because I don't know how they're doing it. Because I get distressed and I get sad, I get upset, and it's hard. I actually wore this today just to feel bright. You know, to feel uplifted, that for me this is going to be a long journey, and I don't know why. I don't know why this is taking so long. And yet I look at the Cabo 6 and I'm like, wow, you guys were smart. We didn't give you enough credit, because this crime was in Mexico. It has really slowed things down. But I did not say it has come to a screeching halt. No, no, no. And I want to give the Robinson family kudos, salute, for hiring these attorneys, because they're doing their job and they are making sure that Shanquella's name is coming out from every news outlet. And that is how you guys are giving me all of the information. We had, let me just get to it. Yes, we had WBTV News, Charlotte, and they have an update. The autopsy reveals new details. What I can say is that it has been confirmed for fact that she died of a broken neck and spinal injury. We also get to find out that somebody working at the hotel saw all of them. They came on the 28th of October, and unfortunately Shanquella passed away on the 29th. There was a dinner, and he observed how Shanquella looked very much out of place, uneasy, and it kind of raised the alarm for him. We also get to find out that the Cabo 6 called for a taxi, saying that they wanted to go out. That was their escape. They never returned.
Her name has made headlines nationwide. It's been more than 4 months since the Charlotte native went on a trip with friends to Cabo, Mexico. She didn't return home alive. Mexican authorities have ruled her death a femicide or murder. The FBI also investigating her death. But here we are 4 months later, still no arrests in this case, leaving many questions like how did this happen and who did it? Today, the attorney for Shanquella Robinson's family sent us a copy of a letter. The Robinson family and a national activist are now calling on President Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken to personally help to bring justice for Shanquella. The letter to the president also included a packet of Mexican police records that had not been released previously, and an autopsy. There's a copy of it for you right here. We went through it very carefully, and we found there are some key takeaways here for you to understand. First off, this was performed the day after Shanquella was killed. It shows Shanquella died from atlas and medullary dislocation. In simple terms, that's a broken neck and a severe spinal cord injury. The autopsy also found contusions or blunt force trauma to her front region or her head and parts of her pelvis as well. And there were also friction burns on her body. In early November, this video showing an alleged fight went viral on social media. Now, we don't know if she sustained those injuries described in the autopsy during this fight, but her family says this is Shanquella in the video. And the FBI in Charlotte tells WBTV they were also sent that video. Now, in the packet of documents they provide by the law firm representing Shanquella's family were those police reports. They interviewed someone who interacted with Shanquella and her friends while in Cabo. Here's our Brandon Hamilton's report.
An employee at the resort Robinson was staying at describes providing assistance to the friends in Robinson inside their Cabo, Mexico villa. That unidentified male employee told investigators the group arrived on the night of October the 28th. He said he met Robinson around dinner time. He added she was the last to the table, quote, seemed not to fit in with the others and was out of place at that party.
Obviously, Shanquella was attacked by someone in the group, one of the travel mates. So the employee describing their interaction lets me know that the environment that she was in for her last moments wasn't a positive one.
The next day, October the 29th, as we've reported, Robinson was found dead. According to the transcript, the resort employee received a text from the main guest asking about medical service and added that Robinson had alcohol poisoning. Employee later learned Robinson had died. In the initial death certificate provided by her family, a spinal cord injury was listed as the cause of death. In the hours after her death, again, according to the transcript, the group requested a driver to go to dinner. They would never come back to the villa. After seeing this viral video, the employee in the transcript said, quote, I realized that practically the main guest had manipulated me with the information she provided of what happened to leave the country as soon as possible.
And our Brandon Hamilton joins us here in studio with more on this. I know you've been following this story very, very closely, really more than anybody else reporting on this. What stood out to you most? What did you learn from these documents today?
Yeah, when you're reading the documents, what stood out was that interview from the employee that worked at that villa where they stayed at. He talked about when those guests arrived. He talked about when they got there, how Shanquella was. So from reading that, he said that she seemed like she didn't fit in. So that leads you to think what happened in those hours to make her standoffish, because you would think if you went on a trip with someone,
with friends,
to another country, you would also be happy and be more juvenile in your expressions of wanting to be there. So that stood out for me, just the fact that he says she didn't seem like she wanted to be there.
Interesting. What is the Robinson family hoping the Biden administration can do at this point?
Yep, so they've been calling on this diplomatic intervention, which essentially is terms of having the president or someone of top authority in our federal government get involved by saying and doing to speed up the investigation process. And by speeding that up, you know, the attorneys, they've been saying this when they went to D.C. earlier this month, and also in the letter, they want either the United States government to either extradite that one person that Mexico has said is direct aggressor. They want that one person extradited back to Mexico, or to have the United States government take over the investigation and prosecute the person or persons in the U.S. And they want it done swiftly.
But bottom line, the FBI really not saying a whole lot, just that they're investigating, right? All right, our Brandon Hamilton's been on top of this story. He will continue to do so. Brandon, thanks for stopping by. If you have our WBTV News app, you were the first to hear about these new developments today. We pushed this out as breaking news this afternoon. You can keep up with the latest on the investigation into Shanquella's death by downloading the WBTV News app. It is free in your app.
It was all planned out. When I first did the first episode about Shanquella Robinson, I said that this was premeditated, that they had gone to Mexico, as close as Mexico is to the US of A. They went to Mexico because some way, somehow, they knew that this would help with what they wanted to carry out, but more importantly, with their escape. We will not let them escape. The Cabo 6, we will not let them escape. I want to recite their names, starting with Dajanay Jackson, who we found out was just a new mother to a baby girl. I don't know whether she's hiding in plain sight. I don't know whether she's being protected. But she is who I want to pin, because in getting her, we'll get all of them. We have to put and apply the pressure on her, and we'll get the entire Cabo 6. There has to be justice for Shanquella, for the family. Bear patient with me, Fumi Nation, because I'm reading story after story, and I have kind of decided that if I am just talking about Shanquella for the next 3, 4, 5 days, I don't mind. I've got the energy. I'm going to keep it up. The voltage has to be amped a notch or two to keep this in circulation, because we want results. So we want to have Cabo 6. Hold on, let me just see their names. We have Wenta Donovan. We have Alisa Hyatt. Dajanay Jackson. And that's who I want us to apply pressure on. She was the one that we saw in the video beating Shanquella to death. This was not a fight. This was an attack, because Shanquella never fought back. We know that as fact. This was an online killing. We have Kahil Cook, and then we have Malik Dyer. We also have Nazir Wiggins. Nazir Wiggins, who wasn't there but came the following day, I feel still is telling lies, because he said she was alive. She died on the 29th of October. She died in the morning because the cleaning lady came to clean out the hotels at noon, like they do with all hotels. After 12 o'clock, you can check in, and you must be checked out before 12 noon. So they need to cross-examine him, and let us find out exactly what he's talking about. I promise you, once this goes to trial, I will follow this case, and some way, somehow, if Lord permits, I will go, because I will be sitting with the defense. I really don't mind, because there are questions and there's cross-examination. I want the Cabo 6 to be asked, answered, and probed. Anyway, my darlings, this is what it is. Keep up with the stories for me. Keep up with all of the videos. And let me also thank a couple of people. First up, Susan Flowers. Susan Flowers is out in Charlotte, and she keeps me abreast with everything. I love you, Susan. She's a mother of 6, I think. She works full-time, but she still has time to update me on a regular basis. So I want to thank you. I also want to thank Clarice Reeves. Clarice has been with me from the very beginning, and I want to thank you for all that you do. I also have Kelly Pettis. Kelly Pettis. Kelly Pettis says, "Good evening, Fumi. I wanted to let you know that Laura Coates had Shanquella's mother and lawyer on her show tonight." Laura Coates. I don't know who Laura Coates is. Guys, if you know, send this to me. They spoke of their request to President Biden for help to bring her murders to justice. Their lawyer said she went to Mexico on a fact-finding mission. Once there, she was told by police officials there they had already completed their investigation, also identified her murder, and was waiting for the US to respond. Shanquella's mother stated that the FBI was now involved. They also showed a new clip of President Biden's National Press Secretary speaking of Shanquella's case. After watching, I knew I had to contact you about this national coverage of Shanquella's case. Fumi, thank you for all you do and keeping Shanquella's case from falling to the wayside. Fumi Nation always. Warmest regards, Kelly L. Pettis. Thank you so very much, Kelly. And then we have Diane also sent me the documents, and I'll put them up for you. All of the documents have been released. I don't even know how she got this. And these are details of the report that Shanquella's attorney, on behalf of Shanquella Robinson's family, sent to President Biden. So God is good, because we have a lot of people here in support. Thank you guys. I am humbled, and you are making it easy for me to be able to give you everything that I have. Portia Williams is so ironic, because we know Portia Williams as a celebrity, and she has gone ahead to send me an email. She says the email is confidential, but is looking very positive, and it is ongoing. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. Fumi Nation, don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button, and share all of Shanquella's episodes. I will be here tomorrow because I want to know, I don't have it, what was said at the White House. I'll keep you updated. Keep me updated, and I'll keep all of us updated. All of my love, darlings. God bless you. Thank you.